Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
Welcome to Brilliance Business TV, conversations with leading experts in business. I am your host, Mark Stephen Pooler. We have a wonderful guest today, Indiana Gregg, making waves all across the globe with her incredible company, Wedo. So a really interesting conversation to follow. I just want to make an official shout out to our show sponsors, Dreamweaver Artist Ranch. We are streaming live on mspnewsglobal.com. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and we're also streaming through the E360 TV network under Fresh Takes, going out to Apple TV, Fire TV, Android TV, Roku, and many, many more. And we're also on Business Innovators Radio Network. Let's bring in our incredible guest, Indiana Gregg. Indy, welcome to Brilliance Business TV.
Pleasure to be here, Mark. Thank you.
I'm really looking forward to a conversation with you today, and I really want to go deep into Wedo because I know the success you are having with your business and how it's serving all the people that you are being of service to, Indy. I want to go backwards a little bit into your past, your background as a performer, and all your background that has led you into the work you're doing today.
Sure. Where do I start?
At the beginning.
Let's start at the very beginning.
Yes.
I was born and raised in the Midwest. I did my degree at Indiana State University. I was born in Terre Haute, Indiana, hence my name, Indiana Gregg. And I moved to Europe about almost 30 years ago, and started in the tech industry, doing stuff for Sony digital artwork and some building websites, and moved into freelancing. And I was in the south of France, and I started a band, and eventually got a record deal, and, sang and toured as a singer-songwriter. I had 3 children, and my husband left me. So, that turned into like a real career. I decided to become a rock star and got a label deal, and moved to the UK and started touring there. And we had some deals in Sweden. And in the interim, there was this big problem with piracy. So I decided to build a platform. I was in tech. So my husband and I built a platform called Currencies, which was an early bird in the music industry that provided artists with royalties for their streams and download, and flew all over the world talking to labels and, the big majors and a lot of major independents, trying to bring people on board because piracy was an issue and there wasn't an alternative at the time. Spotify hadn't launched, iTunes hadn't launched, and the music industry hadn't really accepted the fact that their model was drowning and dying. Everybody else gets their act together, and they kind of watch what the music industry does. Like the porn industry had it together, the movie industry later got it together, but the music industry was in dire straits. And so we had a platform and built it up to about 14.5 million users. And, it was great days. After that, I started a beauty company called Groove Nail Care. We distributed all over the world, primarily in Europe and Canada. That was about as boring as watching paint dry. I really wanted to get, literally, nail polish. But I wanted to get back into tech, so I started to become a consultant, and I still had my agency, Digital Unicorns, at the time, and had been decided to become, freelance consultant and do a lot of work and get my hands dirty again, while that company took off and other people were managing it mainly. And I realized that there's a big problem. in freelancing with platforms that are taking really too much of a chunk of the wages that freelancers earn. And it's not good for the economy. It's not good for other businesses who hire them. And the landscape, it just wasn't fair. So I started fiddling around, started working on building some prototypes and some models. And one morning I woke up and was like, oh, if you want to beat the banks, you've got to be the bank. And this was a little line that my dad used to say to me when I asked him for allowance money. And I was like, right, we'll be a bank. That'll solve all the problems, because then we won't have to charge people up front. We can create a communications tool that allows people to stream live on video and audio and drop in and hold seminars and all sorts of things without forcing them to pay. And they can take payments and sell goods and services. And, we'll earn money for the platform through the banking tools and the invoicing tools. And, it became kind of a monster that I wanted to tackle. So I built a prototype and I showed it to a guy called David Jakes, who's the founding CFO of PayPal, and he was the former treasurer of Silicon Valley Bank. And he said, yeah, I'm in. So at that point, it was like, okay, everyone else I asked came in. And, I'm 50 years old, so I have a pretty deep Rolodex of people I know who I think are brilliant. And the few that I asked to get started with were available and wanted to get involved in this. And understood that this is a mission to help more people, and to really help to make a level playing field, but also help a lot of people who have suffered through the recession and through COVID to get, back up on a ladder. Jobs are scarce. There's a lot of automation. Jobs are being replaced. It's difficult out there. So, that's basically my story.
It's a great background story. Excuse me. And when you mentioned about what you did for performers and in the performance industry, what really stood out to me, Indy, you kind of did it before all of these big platforms like Spotify, which is huge now. And like you mentioned, you did it much before them. So that just goes to show what a great mind you are, because now these platforms are doing so well for performers, aren't they?
Well, not so well for performers, more well for the recording industry and
Yes.
and the platforms themselves.
Yes.
Unfortunately, that's the model that the music industry went forward with. And I still believe in the power of the individual. I still believe that there's a power of entrepreneurship, and that should be throughout the creative industries as well as the fintech industries and all across the board for coaches and freelancers. Half the world's workforce by 2027, more than half, 52%. Will be part of that freelance and gig economy. And we have to do something about that. We can't have this huge disparity in society where there's such a huge gap between the haves and have-nots, and there's not really a middle class, or, it's eroding society. It's creating division. It's causing, a lot of hysteria, and it has to change. And I feel as though, when you see a problem, if you don't provide a solution or create a solution or facilitate a solution, then shame on you, So in my mind, technology can help, and there'll need to be a lot more Wedos out there that are helping to solve these problems in the world. But we're out there to get our piece of that $4 trillion market, and we're on our way to get there. So.
And I would like to ask you, actually, Indy, do you do any kind of performing now, or is it just in the shower or at home in private, or do you still do any performing?
Well, I'm a songwriter. I like to write. I'm creative that way. I like to write books. I like to write articles. I like to write, and that's something I do to relax and to kind of divulge my thoughts and find out what's going on in my subconscious and really check in with how I'm feeling. So it's a form of art and meditation more for me. And I don't feel like putting something out unless I have something real to say. So at the moment, I'm completely invested in Wedo, and spending all my time, living and breathing the momentum of this great, group of people who are working with us. And the motivation is really to improve, leave the world a better place. So I don't really perform at the moment. I mean, I do sometimes go down and sing a few songs and play guitar at a local pub and hang out with people, or do jam sessions and things like that. But it's not part of my life like it was before. And I'm just not as motivated by that anymore. It was a short stint in my life, a couple of years, where I was really a kind of a desperate woman with 3 young children, and needed an income. And that was the most accessible route for me at that moment. But my real talents are in innovation, building things, coding things, designing things, and deploying things. I'm an executioner. So, that's where my passion lies. And
we all change, indeed. Yeah. We all evolve. We all change. I'm very different to what I was doing just even a few years ago, and that's the great thing of life, that we can change and evolve as well. My next question, and it's a personal one I'm interested in, actually. You mentioned how you managed to get millions of subscribers globally, and I know you're doing the same with Wedo. You've built this global platform on such a big global scale. I have a vision, I visualize, and my business at the moment is very one-on-one, working with my clients. And I'm very aware that I want to go more one-to-many with some kind of digital product, or even some kind of physical product. I haven't got that far in my visualization to know what that is, but I'm definitely thinking some kind of visual some kind of digital product. So my question is, what tips do you have for building such a global platform where you get such high amount of subscribers? What do you feel is how you got such success to get so many people on board? I know with my visualization, the product and service, when the time is right, I'll know what that is. But then taking it out on such a one-to-many scale to get millions of subscribers, how did you make that happen?
Well, at the beginning, what kind of created the roller, the ball, the snowball, was really people were motivated by emotion, and there was a problem that needed to be solved, and there were many people who wanted to see a solution to that problem. So I would say, don't be afraid to put yourself out there emotionally, and also put yourself out there, perhaps creating controversy, because that was a big battle for me at the time. I was fighting pirates, and I was the bitch of the internet, and it wasn't easy, but I didn't care, because I knew there needed to be a solution, and that you had to take those steps to get there. And I think when people see that you're authentically working towards helping people, helping society, helping a niche or a sector of society, that you put yourself out there and you put yourself across, and there's ups and downs. And but primarily from that end, then we created a lot of PR. We got the word out. We were very, very visually present at the time on television and in the radio. And, there wasn't as much data analytics back in the day. So we had like the long tail of advertising. YouTube was barely in its infancy. MySpace had just barely gotten started. And I think Facebook was just starting up at the time. Social media was different. Now you have a lot more accessibility, a lot more leverage that you can use across multiple networks. And I think just, encourage your super fans, the people who are really going to cheerlead this. A lot of them are still with me today that worked with me, during that period with Cartoons and Woman at Work. and they're still out there cheerleading, and they're hyper evangelists. And this time around, I brought them onto the team to be part of Wedo, and gave them some equity in the company and got them to be superheroes. And the more superheroes you have, the more the word gets out. We're like monkeys. We copy each other, and a lot of people want to know what you're doing. So if you have something out there that you want to put across, don't be afraid, and don't be afraid to speak your piece and speak your mind and be yourself.
I like what you've just shared, and it goes back to solving a problem. So what problem can you solve, which is really, really important, and knowing who you are serving as well. That's really, really important. And I must say, what I like the most about what you said is the power of media and PR, which I'm very big on. And I know that you are still heavily involved in media coverage and PR as well, which I feel is really, really important as well. I've just manifested the most incredible thing, Indy. So for the last couple of years, I was visualizing myself on billboards in New York City. This week, I have my very own huge billboard in Times Square, and it's shown from 11 a.m. on the morning till 11 p.m. at night. So I've got this huge PR campaign going on, but I manifested this because I've actually visualized it, and now it's a reality. So I'm really, really excited about that as well.
That's amazing. Congratulations. I think, that's really important. Your mind's very powerful. Visualizing is extremely important. I used to do that before I went on stage, how I would engage with the audience and go through the motions. And, athletes do it. Entertainers do it. Business people do it. You visualize your day, and your brain has this amazing capacity to listen to your thoughts. And so keeping track and check on your thoughts at all times and being vigilant about it really does work. It's very powerful.
It's just, I even thank the universe because I visualized it for so long, and then someone offered it to me and it was accessible to me. So I said yes straight away, and it's like, thank you, universe. I've been asking for this for like the last couple of years, and now it's a reality. So I believe so much in the power of visualization. So tell us a little bit about Wedo. Go into a little bit more detail, Indy.
Yeah, well, Wedo is a platform that we've rolled out on iOS and Android. Right now, we're in an invitation-only scenario, but we're a combination of two things. Well, on the one side, we're a communication and organizational tool that allows you to organize your life, your business, your daytime, your scheduling, and also allows you to drop in to conferences and create them yourself. On the other side of it, we're banking fintech. We help you deploy and automate your invoices. We issue you a debit card and an account. You can, take money and pay in multiple currencies, including cryptocurrency. The next step is to establish a marketplace. I won't go into a lot of detail, but we've been planning it for about 6 months. And basically, it's a tool end to end for you to serve your clients and customers, and use it to the power of what your creativity is. And for me, that's very important. The most important aspect is we're removing the barrier to entry for people, because a lot of the tools out there are expensive. And if you don't have a lot of money to spend when you're starting out, it's very difficult to choose. And it's very difficult to get something that is comprehensive enough to actually serve you as a business while you're getting started. So we only get paid when you get paid. We take 2.9% and 30 cents on payments. We make a little bit of money on the FX exchange and interchange. And we make a little bit of money on the issuance of debit cards and various programs that you can choose, depending on who you are and what tools, you want to access. or add on to. But out of the box, you can run your entire business with Wedo with no upfront charges.
That's actually incredible. And as I'm discussing it more with you, I think at some point I should really get involved, because I use PayPal quite a lot for invoicing and things like that. And it can become very expensive. And I like the way that you've got everything all together, which is the next step I need to take within my business. What kind of clients do you serve, Indy?
Well, right now, the most expressive are the coaches, consultants, PR people, media people, people who serve other people. So teachers, tutors, musicians who exchange their services with their clients and do one-to-ones or one-to-groups, or even, groups to many. You could hold seminars, but it's primarily right now the freelancers, the coaches, who were targeting the most, and their clients, so that they can test flight it and we can get customer feedback, and we're early days, so finding product market fit, finding that sweet point where people say this product's absolutely irresistible. That's what we're after over the next 6 to 9 months.
So my next question, and this is another one that I want to know the answer to for myself, so I'm sure my viewers will be wanting to know the same. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I'm quite busy running my business, and then I love the sound of everything what you are offering. How easy is it to get involved and to bring it into your business? Because I'm so used to just sending out PayPal invoices or Stripe. Is it easy to transition? Is it an easy setup process?
Absolutely. All you need to do is sign up. We get you your debit card and your account set up. You set up schedule a meeting. You send out a link to your client, bring them on, take the payment. It automates the invoice, and you're done. Money's in your account. You can send that money anywhere you want, or use it as your primary account.
So I am very interested for myself, Indy. So we will need to have a conversation, or I will have a conversation with one of your teams, so that I'm more in the know of exactly what is involved, and I would love to get involved in that. Indy, we're coming to a commercial break, so please stay where you are. Thank you everyone for joining us for part 1 of Brilliance Business TV, conversations with leading experts in business. Today we are having a conversation with Indiana Gregg, founder and CEO of Wedo. Stay tuned.
Hello everybody, Cyberchuck 2.0 here. I'm so excited to be able to share my vision of Dreamweavers Artist Ranch. They say you can't choose your family. Not only am I saying you can choose your family, you get to thrive with your family here at Dreamweavers Artist Ranch. It's a place for like-minded individuals to come together to share experiences and gain experiences, not only through workshops, through performances, and through exhibits. This is a place where you can disconnect from the outside world and reconnect into a community of people that there is no judgment. There's only support. And this place is an amazing place to grow and to tap into your highest potential and to be able to show off all your talents. This is a place you can come and network and really thrive. I'm so excited for Dreamweavers Artist Ranch. This is a place where dreams actually come true. I love you all so very much. I'll talk to you all later. Peace.
Welcome back to Brilliance Business TV, conversations with leading experts in business. Today, we're in conversation with the incredible Indiana Gregg. Indy, welcome back.
Hi, Mark. Good to be back.
Yes, I'm really enjoying our conversation, Indy. So I know we touched on it a little bit before the commercial break. What would you say some of the struggles your clients come to you before they get involved? And then how does Wedo make life easier for them?
Yeah, there's a number of them. A lot of freelancers and startups have a lot of trouble and don't have the money to hire, say, a CFO or even a bookkeeper or an accountant. And so automating their invoicing and managing their payments is pretty important to them. The second one is, a lot of the platforms out there today take 20%, all the way up to 30, sometimes 50% on what freelancers earn. I'm talking about the major sites out there. They're the people per hours and the Fivers and the Upworks and the Udemy's, and this isn't sustainable for the future. It's not good for the economy. Of course, we know SMEs are primarily who are hiring freelancers, and now major corporations as well.
Yes.
Go and hire freelancers. And if someone's a middleman taking 20% plus charging those freelancers a SaaS and holding their money for sometimes 7 to 10 days before it gets deposited into their account, that causes friction, and it's not sustainable with the J curve of how many millions of people are going to be moving into this direction over the next few years and already have. Freelancing, is a $2 trillion business in the US alone, in the United States. And it's a $4 trillion market worldwide, globally right now. And it's projected to grow. And we know that. And so the future of work is changing. The way people work, the way people communicate is changing. They're more distributed and remote teams. Office space is getting smaller and smaller for even big corporations who realize that they can get away with allowing people to work from home and create productivity and allow people to have more flexibility for their lives. You spend such a big part of your life in work. And so you may as well spend it the way you'd like to spend it and how you'd like to spend it and where you'd like to spend your time. And so that's the beauty of technology and the future for where we're heading, I think, with society. And I think it's better for everyone.
What would you say makes Wedo so unique?
Well, there's a lot of things that make Wedo unique. I think, first of all, the team and the people. We have an outstanding set of creatives, an outstanding set of technologists, and extraordinarily wonderful corporate governance with Wedo. The tool itself, what makes it unique is it really removes a lot of the barriers. There is some underlying technology that's proprietary that I won't necessarily talk about, but that's coming, that we've been developing over time. But what makes it unique is really the mission of removing barriers for people, allowing people to really thrive without creating obstacles for them, financial obstacles primarily, ease of use, and also the ability to really run your life and run your entrepreneurship and take that risk without too many risks to take. Create your side hustle, create your business with no barriers. If your talent, knowledge, skills, product that you're developing, takes a big portion of your time to get right, Wedo is a great place to be testing that.
I love it. And you shared a beautiful success story on my radio show. So I would like you to share that here, of a really great success story, what Wedo has done for one of your clients.
I don't remember which success story, but we've had a few. One of them was a particular individual who I'd known for quite some time, who found themselves in a pretty awful position and was living in their car. And, but the thing about Wedo is, if you have a mobile phone, and that's generally the one light that people keep on, you can use it and transact and then, create your own success if you have talent, knowledge, and skills. So this particular person is a musician and was able to teach some voice lessons on the application and earn and take a payment. And so that's something, and actually be able to, buy food for the day and a place to stay. And we're hoping to see more and more of that for people.
I just love how you're serving every level of business, from really successful businesses to people that are just starting out, which is really, really incredible, Indiana. Now, I would like to share with everyone that if what Indiana has shared today really resonates with you and you can see the value of what Wedo can do for your business, go and sign up. Get Wedo today at getwedo.today. That's getwedo.today. Getwedo.today. Who would you like to sign up today? Who are you really calling out to, Indy?
SMEs who hire freelance or consultants, anyone who wants to learn, anyone who wants to teach, anyone who's a coach or consultant or freelancer, or if you have a product or a service, it's no risk. Sign up, reserve your username at least, because what happens, you spent probably years on the internet with the same internet handle. You don't want to lose that. So, go sign up, download the app on iOS or Android, reserve your username, and we'll be letting more of the public in a couple of months. We're slowly letting people in on the wait list, and there's about 5,000, I think, on the wait list just now. So it'll move quickly. So make sure you get your username reserved, especially if you're a celebrity or somebody who, your username is really valuable. Go reserve that immediately, so that you have it, because it's first come, first serve, and you don't want people to impersonate you. So yeah.
Exciting times. I'm really looking forward to seeing how Wedo really takes over the world, Indy. Is there anything we did not cover, Indy, that you would like to share?
I don't think so. Just the one thing I'd like to say to anybody who has a dream and wants to, work hard and commit to that dream is to go for it. And hopefully Wedo can be a part of your journey.
Just go for it. Indy, thank you so much for coming on to the Brilliance Business TV show.
Thank you for having me, Mark.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you, everyone, for watching Brilliance Business TV.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.